everybody. I set up this video so that it will have some steps for you as we go along. This first step was just adding the lines and not overthinking it, and then we're going to begin the underpainting. I'm planning on making another video on more about how to do this underpainting stage, how to think about mixing skin tone colors, so definitely keep on the lookout for that video coming up soon. For this stage, it's really important to think about it as you're pulling kind of from the underpainting into what's going to become the skin tone. So I've mixed a color that's a little bit closer to the true skin tone, but still not quite there. It's really just getting me a chance to, or giving me a chance to make the forms using kind of like a bridge between the two tones. And then this is where I apply the actual skin tone over it, and you'll notice I use a dry brush for this. If I went in with completely new paint and just completely wet paint, it would cover everything. So you have to think about, applying the colors a little bit slower in making portraits. It helps a lot. I'm spending more time focused on the forms, but I am starting to think about crafting the shapes and the details and the specific tilts of the person's face. And by tilt, I mean their characteristics. So, like, for example, this is supposed to be Louis Armstrong, so his nose, the curves of his nose, the curves of his mouth, I'm starting to focus on those things, but I'm not really spending a lot of time on them yet because I know I have the opportunity to still add more and more to it as I go. This is really just giving me the forms and getting the basic shape down and getting the angles, especially I'm doing the same steps with the hands. And you'll notice I go back and forth constantly between underpainting tones, which are the darker tones, to highlights that I've made with tints of paints, adding a little bit of white to that underpainting color, or mixing a new color that's going to match the skin tones better, and I bounce between the two. And what happens is, while I do this, I'm slowly creating the depth within the forms. For this background, in hindsight, I wish I had focused more around the trumpet, making it all the warm colors and then expanded out from there. I think in the future I'd approach it a little bit different. I'd paint the background blue just to put something on the canvas, just really light, like a watercolor painting, and then I'd work from the trumpet out, adding the blobs of color. The way I did it, I was thinking I could create the movement later on top of whatever blobs I painted, but that uses a lot of extra paint, and as I went through, I kind of thought, no, it's just not going to be that way for this painting. Next time I'll do that. And it was still fun. I feel like it turned out well, but just another idea for the future. When I started this trumpet, I was planning to make it all in the true colors that a trumpet would be. And then this is actually all created for a painting class I'm going to be leading. And trumpets and instruments, they're all very technical as well. They're kind of similar to doing a person's face. It's a lot of structure and then, making that structure look readable and also accurate. So instead of trying to make this super accurate, I decided we already did a lot of that for the face. This is only going to be an hour and a half course, and I don't want people to get really bogged down on the instrument, especially when it's such a fun, background and has a lot of movement in it. So I quickly shifted over to applying these colorful little spots all around the trumpet, and I think it made it just more of a fun piece. I love the idea of doing an accurate trumpet painting, or an accurate just instruments in general, paintings of them in the future, but for this class it just seemed to make more sense to have a little bit of fun with this step, especially while we're spending a lot of time focused on that we have to do already. So you'll notice I go in now and I add really strong highlights. Whenever I do this, it's kind of frightening at first because, and when you do this, you'll see, you're like, oh no, I don't want to mess up what I did before. And these are really strong, and you know, how am I going to cover them up? With the and it's funny because you would think it would be with the dark paint that I'd have that feeling, but it's more with the light paints just because they're so much starker than everything else that it intimidates me a bit. But it makes a huge difference, and if you just force yourself to do it and keep in mind you can always paint over it, then it helps a lot. And also approaching it with a dry brush, and as it gets towards the edge of the highlights, sometimes it's helpful because not all of the highlights are going to be super stark. Just a couple of them are going to be like, whoa, it's bright white, or it's bright like cream, or whatever you're painting. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. I hope that's helpful. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I also love seeing comments from you all. It gives me really great feedback and lets me know if I should keep doing videos like this. So I really appreciate it. Also feel free to check out my website. I am trying to get it going. I'm a freelance artist and I'm looking for more commission work. So definitely check it out. It's at oilpaintpixi.com, P-I-X-I. I spelled pixie weird, I know, but it's my website name. So feel free to check it out and let me know what you think. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you have a lot of success with whatever paintings you decide to do.